Okay, first thing, what is Jenkins? So friends, Jenkins is a Java-based continuous integration and continuous delivery tool mostly used by software and DevOps engineers. So Jenkins is a server-based system running web applications. So you can access Jenkins console using GUI, or you can use command line method too. And Jenkins can run repeated jobs. And with Jenkins, you can create, start, monitor jobs. They may be automated or automation jobs or shell commands or shell script, and you can configure inter-job dependency. For example, let's say you got two jobs. Once first job finish, it can trigger next job. So you can create inter-job dependencies in that way. So I've listed couple of features. First, Jenkins is very easy to install and it can be managed using both GUI and CLI interface. And configuration is very easy using graphical way, like you can configure it very easily, and GUI way, like it also tells what are the equivalent commands you can run to create a job, to delete a job, to update a job. So everything can be managed using command line also. And Jenkins have plugins for most of the latest popular and widely used services, for example AWS and Git. After that, Jenkins supports build pipelines. Build pipeline mean you can create a pipeline, like let's say to manage or create Amazon instances or so on. So multiple things can be done using Jenkins and using different plugins. Next, Jenkins is open source, so that's again a good feature or beneficial thing. What are the prerequisites to install Jenkins? So I'm going to demonstrate Jenkins installation on a Linux server, so system running Red Hat or CentOS, but Jenkins is also supported on Windows and many Unix platforms or different Linux platforms. And prerequisite is Java JDK. Without Java it will not work because Jenkins is a Java based tool. So for installation we will download the repository from Jenkins and then import repo. Then after that we will perform Jenkins installation like this way. Then Jenkins by default works on port 8080, so we will allow traffic on port 8080 on the server where we will configure Jenkins. Then how to stop, start and check status of Jenkins service, we will just use systemctl. To enable service, again we will use systemctl. And in lab, so that's important, just pay attention to this bit. In lab, what we are going to do, we are going to create two Jenkins jobs. First job will be upstream job and second will be downstream. Upstream mean that will be parent job, you can say, and it will trigger the second job which will be downstream job. So job 1, that will check whether Apache is running on a target machine. If it is not running, it will log the status in a file. And job 2, it will check particular file whether Apache is running, then it will do nothing. If Apache is not running, then it will start the Apache service. For that purpose, I have written two small scripts. These scripts we will be using in our jobs. So this is job 1, which is check application. What this script is doing, it is just checking whether Apache is running or not. So I'm just using curl, and if output is 200, which means Apache is running, then means I can access web page basically 200. Okay, then it will log Apache application running if you see this particular reco. If it is not running, it will say on server application down. Then this job will finish. After that, job 2 will start, which is a downstream job. It will restart application. It will check whether Apache is running or not. I'm just grabbing keyword down, which will be input from this particular command. If application is down, it will just it will use sudo, because by default Jenkins application or jobs runs using Jenkins user, and I have already configured sudo for Jenkins user. to run commands at root, and then I'm doing SSH to my target server, which is running the application, Apache application. Then I'm starting the Apache in case it is not running, and then again I'm checking whether it's started or not. So what's the configuration I have done on Jenkins server? Like Jenkins user will have a shell. By default, it is a non-interactive user, means shell is set to /bin/fall. So I will be changing it to bash, then configuring root sudo so it can become root to run the commands. Then I will be disabling require tty because I'm running sudo commands using shell and sudo combination, and passwordless SSH for root accounts between Jenkins master server and the target application server. So let's begin technical session, friends. So let me log into my servers. So this is my Jenkins master server. Okay, so this is Jenkins master. Let me log into application server. So this server is running Apache application. Let me show you whether application is running or not. So for that purpose, we can just search for, sorry, that's my mistake, it's HTTP. If you see right now, it is running Apache, and this is just index.html file. I've just written a one-liner configuration like it is running this particular app. So right now our application server is running. So let me stop it, or I will stop it later. Let's begin with Jenkins installation first. So this is our Jenkins master server, which we are going to configure Jenkins, and basically first we have to do installation. To install, as I mentioned, first we need to import the repository. To import repo, wget running command. Okay, it's downloaded, and then we have to import keys for RPM. Here it is taking time, but it is doing, so let's wait. Okay, it is done. Now we can check yum repo list, like what are the repositories here. My server is not that much fast, but that's okay for this demo session. If you see, Jenkins repository is there, so that's got created the commands which I executed a couple of seconds back. So that's fine, I believe, because Jenkins, I can see Jenkins repository. So next thing, as you mentioned, the dependency is Java JDK. So we have to verify whether Java JDK is installed or not. So let it finish. I don't want to press Ctrl C and yum command, so let it finish because it is just updating the things. Okay, if you see, friends, Jenkins table, that repository is there. So prerequisite is Java, so let's verify Java is there or not. Let's run which Java. Okay, if you see right now there is no Java installed, so let's install Java first. Yum install Java -5. So that's this package got a couple of dependencies. Let it finish. So I'm just pausing this video for the time it gets installed. So Java installation finished. Let's verify Java version. It supports, I believe, single hyphen with Java. Okay, so we got Java 1.8, so that's sufficient. So next thing, let's install Jenkins now. Yum install Jenkins, saying yes. Okay, so Jenkins is getting installed from Jenkins repo. So that's a 67 MB package, so it will take a couple of minutes to download and install, so I can post the video for that time. So I can see on my screen Jenkins installation is finished, so we go to version 2.32.1-1. So that's good. Next step, we have to enable firewall or configure firewall rules. So first rule will be communication on port 8080, which is default port for Jenkins. So I'm allowing traffic. Okay, next is enable traffic for port HTTP, because we are using HTTP, and using HTTP we can access the GUI portal for Jenkins. So let's reload services now. Okay, so this is done. So next thing, let's start our Jenkins service. And then we will enable the service. So during next reboot, service will automatically start. Okay, let's verify. Okay, if you see, it just said it is not a native service. Yeah, that's not a that native service. So it used check config Jenkins on, so it means it done the work. That's fine. So let's verify status of this service. If you see, service is active, so we are good. So next thing, friends, we have to do now the lab which we have to create. We can create using GUI portal. So to begin, we need IP address of this server. Sorry, it is saying device not found. Sorry, it's 0. Okay, so this is the IP. I'm just minimizing this one, and we will work on GUI now. So let me open another window here. So HTTP IP on port 8080. As I mentioned, this is the default for Jenkins. So if you see, it is loading. Okay, so this is the first time when you launch Jenkins GUI, it will prompt you to add or enter administrator password. So the password is saved in this file. To access password, you have to open this file on your server where you have installed Jenkins. So let's cat this file. So this is a secret password. Okay, I have selected password. I am pasting here and clicking on continue. So my password is correct. So that's good. That's the reason I'm able to log in here. Next thing, as I mentioned in intro, that Jenkins works with plugins. So one way we can install suggested plugins. Second way, we can select the plugins which we want to install. So for this demo session, I will go with install suggested plugins. So clicking here, and this machine got connectivity to internet, so it will download and get plugins installed. So if you see, these are the plugins: folder plugin, timestamper, pipeline, Subversion, LDAP, and the popular one, GitHub, SSH slave, email, metrics, mailer, and many. And if you want to install EC2 plugins, you can go with AWS EC2 container, AWS EC2, AWS cloud. So there are many plugins. So for this demo session, I'm going to use the basic plugins. I'm not going to install Amazon plugin. So it may take 2 to 3 minutes to finish. So let it go. If you see, the plugins which are getting downloaded and installed, they're getting this tick mark in front of them, but for many of them this is pending, so it may take a couple of minutes, as I said. So I'm just pausing my video. So plugins are installed. Next screen is to create first admin user. One thing, we can continue as admin and save and finish. So let's create so let me create first admin user, Jenkins. I will name it GenKDM. Okay, so I'm setting same password. And this is Jenkins admin account, and email jenkdm@home.org. This email is not valid, that's for demo only. Okay, so clicking save and finish. Okay, so start using Jenkins. So now we are on GUI portal. So here we, like, that's the way Jenkins works. So first thing, if you have to check configuration and install new plugins, so click on manage Jenkins. This is configure system, like you can configure global system settings and paths. So I have just clicked here, so it may take some time to come up. If you can see here, this is the default home directory for Jenkins, and you can set system message, this is quiet period, and this is timestamping clock formatting, and this is the Jenkins URL port 8080. We are accessing this particular portal from this IP and this port only, and this is admin email if you want to. This is a GitHub server if you want to integrate it with GitHub, and this is a pipeline libraries if you want to add Subversion. It supports many things, so on, or other things which I want to show you, how you can install plugins or check what plugins are installed. So click on manage plugins here. So here updates, no updates available, everything is updated, and let's see what are installed. I have just clicked on install, so these are the plugins which are installed, and I can uninstall those plugins by clicking here. If you click on available, it will list what plugins are available. These are the plugins which are available. So let me show you some plugins. Okay, so there are options. You can install them without restart, or you can download now and install after restart, and check now, like you can check the things. So if you see, this is EC2 plugin for container service, EC2 cloud access plugin. So many plugins, friends, for different type of services. I'm not going to install different plugins because I'm going to use default plugins which are right now available on my system. So let's start creating our first Jenkins job. Okay, so to create job, I have to click on new item here. If you see here, new item. Okay, so every job will be having a name that would be a unique name. Let's say we will name this job as check app or check application. Okay, let's name it check app. Okay, so this is the job name, and I'm setting it freestyle project. Depending upon your requirement, you can create pipeline, external job, multi-configuration, so on. So I have selected pipeline, sorry, freestyle project here. Clicking on OK now. Okay, so here this is a description field. Let me put the same description, or you can put some more defined or described information, like this is for checking application. I'm not going to put extra time on this one. And this is source code management, like you can manage it using Git or Subversion. Right now it's none, so I'm saying with the default one. If you want to run this job periodically, like after every 30 minutes, 2 times a day, 1 time a day, 1 time a month, so you can do it. Let's select build periodically. Okay, this is the schedule, like which is similar to your cron, and you don't know like what is the syntax, how to put entries, and click on this particular help, and here all the options are here, like how you can put or create a job. So let's run this job after every 15 minutes. So I'm copying it and pasting it. So this job will run after 15 minutes. So if you see, it automatically giving me time. Right now it's 10:20. So this job will run at 10:35. I'm happy with that. Okay. So here in the journal area, I'm just clicking on advanced. Why I'm clicking advanced? Because I want to run scripts. I'm using custom path. I am not using default path. So my scripts are under ANS directory on my server. So I'm just saying /ANS is a path. Okay. So next thing, because I'm running shell scripts, so I have to select here in build environment. there are options. You want to delete workspace before build start, abort the build if it's stuck. So there are multiple options, but I'm not using much options because that's demo, and I just want to give you basic understanding on this particular tool. So in build, I'm going to execute shell. As I mentioned, I'm going to use shell script, and here I have to add my script. Let me show you my scripts which are on my server. This is Jenkins master, and as I mentioned, I'm using ANS directory. If you see, these are two scripts. This is for check app, so I'm just copying check app script. So here I'm saying command would be /script. And why /? Because this is the source directory /ans. So inside that, run this particular command with the schedule which I just mentioned, like after every 15 minutes. So this script will check whether application or Apache server is running on target machine or not after every 15 minutes. Okay, so this is done. I'm just clicking on save. Okay, so next thing, we have to add a job to restart application, because this job is created. If you see right now, there is no history, like this job never executed. And to delete, I have to click delete. To build now mean if I want to run this job now. If you want, I can show you. Let's run this job for demo. I've just clicked on build now. Okay, if you see, I clicked twice, so that's why job run twice. If you see this symbol, this is success. If you see red, that means job failed. So let's check what this job did. And here is the console output, actually what happened on the console. If you see, this is a job which executed and it finished successfully. It means whatever I have written in script, that code executed without any error. Okay, so that's fine. Let's create a second job. I'm clicking on back to project. Again, back to dashboard, because this is a dashboard. Right now we got one job only. Let me add another job, new item. So this job would be restart app. Again, this is freestyle project. I have selected freestyle and clicking on OK. So in description, I am again saying this is just restart app job. You can put more information if you want. In advance, I'm saying use custom workspace, and this is a directory /ans. And same thing, I'm just adding another script. Add build step, this is executable shell. And here, let me copy paste script name, which is my second job script, which is restart app /restart app. Okay, that looks fine. Clicking on apply, save. So now we got two jobs. Let me show you. We got two jobs. One is to check app, one is restart app. So let's create dependency. After checking app, it will go to restart app job. So in this particular job, select the job, click on configure if you want to modify or update that job. Okay, so job is loaded. Here in post build actions means once that job is executed, then build other project. It means it will execute other job. So here I have to type the second job, which is which is restart app. So I've selected other job and clicked on apply. It is saying no such project. It means some error. Let me see what is the error. Restart app. Okay, so there is dot after that. Yeah, now it's fine. So name need to be exactly same. So clicking on apply and save. If you see, it is saved also. So let's click save. So now we created interdependency between two jobs. So I'm going to dashboard again. So now these jobs are interdependent. So let's run first job, clicking on which is check app. It will automatically call the second job. Clicking on build now. Again, I clicked twice, sorry. So let's check latest job status on console output. If you see here, it done the first part, it checked executed check app script, then it triggered new build of restart app, which means it executed second job automatically. I'm checking second job. So this is the status of second job. I'm clicking here and clicking on console output. If you see, this is the work which second job did. Okay, so now let me show you. I know this may be confusing for you guys, but again, to learn something, that's something. Right now Apache service is running. If you see, we can see this output on the page. It means Apache is running. So let's stop Apache. So here, systemctl stop httpt. Okay, Apache is stopped. Let's verify status. Okay, if you see, Apache is stopped. Now I'm not starting Apache manually. Let Jenkins start Apache. So job will execute at 10:35, which is after 5 minutes, but if you want, we can trigger that job now. I'm just going to back to project, back to dashboard. So this is check app. Right now application is down. So let's see how it perform action. So I'm just running this job manually. Otherwise it will automatically run after 5 minutes. I don't want to wait for 5 minutes. Clicking on build now. So this is a job status. Clicking on number 5, console output. If you see, it triggered next job. Clicking on next job. This is the job status. It is completed, and clicking on console output. So job was finished successfully, if you see. So now Apache should be running. So let's verify on command line session first. Let's check status again. If you see, Apache started. So that's Jenkins jobs. So first job checked status of Apache. If it was down, it started it. So that's a beauty of Jenkins. That's integration basically with it. And let's check whether actually web page got loaded or not. So clicking here, if you see, web page is loaded. So it means, friends, that's the way Jenkins integration works. So similar way you can do many things. For example, let's say if you install AWS EC2 plugins, or you can install what we call CloudTrail or EC2 container plugins, you can automate EC2 instance creation using this thing. You can put some scenario or some condition checks. If CPU usage or memory usage is above 80% on a particular instance, then create a new instance in same group. So in that way you can perform multiple automated instance build, and Jenkins will play important role in management. Most of the Jenkins usage is by software or DevOps engineers. System as admins are using it at very basic level, but again, if you see, like I have just used or demonstrated how a system admin can use Jenkins to perform a couple of tasks. So you can refer the scripts. I believe this will help you to get basic idea. If you have any question, any query, any suggestion, just leave a comment on my YouTube channel. Again, friends, that was basic session, and I am not a Jenkins expert. I have just tried it twice or thrice. So if you feel like I have mentioned something wrong, just correct me, friends. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Bye bye.